All right. Hey, everybody. We are back again. This is the 0 hour, and this is one of our new fighter spotlights that we like to do. So, aside from our normal episodes, we like to showcase individual fighters. And today we've got Vincent Van Alstyne here. Vincent, man, how are you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, man. Getting ready for November 5th.
All right, man. We are definitely getting ready for November 5th too. So for everybody out there, November 5th, Aries Fight Series 2 will be running. Aries Fight Series 1 is just a week before October 30th, but we will be coming right back November 5th in Knoxville, Tennessee for Aries Fight Series 2. And Vincent is one of the many fighters we got on that card. Vincent's going to be taking on Cody Ortiz from Striker Fight Center on that bout. And Cody, before we start, talking about what you've got coming up, let's rewind it a little bit. Talk about where you've come from and what you've done so far. Man, how did you get started in this crazy sport? How old are you, Cody? Or I'm sorry, Vincent.
I'm 22.
22 years old, my man. So, it's hard for us to go, hey, way back then, because, man, you're still a young guy, probably really fresh in the sport. So, tell us, what has led you up to this crazy world called MMA and combat sports, to where you find yourself getting ready to punch people in the face and get punched in the face every few months.
Um, Basically, what it was, the gym opened up. We're in Concord now, but it opened up back in Kannapolis. And I was about 13. I just kept begging my dad, like, hey, can we stop in? Can we stop in? Finally, we did. I got to try a class, man. I just loved it. Stuck with it from there. And about 15, 16 years old, I decided I wanted to start fighting.
All right, so you're one of this generation that just grew up a fan of the sport. Didn't really have any combat sports background. Is that safe to say? You were just kind of a fan of the sport and saw how it was growing and just decided, man, I want to do this.
Man, it wasn't even. I did a little bit of wrestling in middle school, but it was mostly the gym opened up. I didn't even watch UFC or anything like that till after I got into the sport.
Wow, that's awesome, man. It kind of reminds me of I coach some high school football myself, and it amazes me sometimes. I'll be talking to kids on the practice field, and I'll mention football players, and they're like, Who's that?" And I'm like, "Do you watch football?" Like, well, no, sir. Just I wanted to play. So kind of the same thing. So you weren't really necessarily one of those big MMA heads who were pay per viewing it every Saturday night. Just gym opened up in town, and you thought, hell, this looks like fun.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, man. Well, let's rewind a little bit. So back in when was it? June, July. You had your July. Yeah, you had your first amateur bout in Knoxville. Um, Now, correct me if I'm wrong. That one was at 135, wasn't it? Was
Yes,
that a
sir.
late notice? Was that a late notice replacement? Late notice fight?
So it took place at 135 just because I was fat and I started losing weight again. And then Ray Hewlett actually took it on a week's notice.
Okay, so it's short notice for your opponent. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Well, I'll tell
was
you, man, Ray
sorry.
Hewlett, I'm saying Ray Hewlett for your debut, man, that was a step out there. Ray has a lot of experience in the cage and has been doing this a while. So, you know, you don't have an opponent, it sounds like, maybe about a week out from the fight, and the matchmaker calls you and says, "Hey, I've got an opponent for you, but he's had this many fights." Was there any hesitation at all whatsoever, or were you just like, "I don't care who it is, man. I've been training, I've been waiting for this, and I'm stepping in there no matter who it is."
So what it was is I originally started training for Justin Williams. He didn't want to. He was too worried about me being big at 135, so he wanted me to drop to 130. I agreed. Well, he pulled out, and then I got the notice about Ray Hewlett, and I talked to my coaches. He's like, "Man, go for it."
And it's wild. 'Cause, again, usually these are things that you don't really hear a lot. A lot of times you'll hear coaches with a young guy like you say it, be a little more cautious, I should say. But not only did you step in there, but you submitted Ray. It was a first round guillotine, wasn't it?
It was.
So tell me about the fight, how it went. Did it go kind of the way you envisioned it, or kind of what was that process like for you?
Man, I didn't even have like mentally how it was gonna go. I just went in there like I know what we've been working. I know what I'm gonna listen to my coach's call, and it just happened that I threw a code, one of our codes, and I just got him against the cage. And what I did, just out of natural reaction from working in here, just picked him up, took him right down.
Well, you mentioned, and I know I talked to you briefly after the fight was over in the cage, man, and you immediately wanted everybody to know and putting the word out that this was not going to be your weight class. That you felt you were a true flyweight, a 125er, and so let's fast forward now. It seems like we're kind of taking those baby steps down to your weight class because now at Aries Fight Series Part 2 on November 5th, you have a 130 catchweight fight, right?
Yeah,
130, and
that
that's against 130, right? So we're on our way to 125. It looks like. Was that catchweight? Was that something that you had asked for? Or was that something your opponent asked for?
I think that was something my opponent asked for. I'm not exactly sure. I just know it's like, hey, I'm willing to fight at 125. They're like, yeah, we got you fight 130. I was like, oh,
All right,
cool.
and you just thought to yourself, "Hell, we're getting there." By,
Yeah,
by
man.
fight by fight number 3, I might get that 125 I'm looking for. So, I mean, do you feel that you are that it is a true statement that you're probably a pretty big 125 or once you get to 125? I know you're a pretty tall guy.
I'm short actually.
Well, you think you are for the weight class?
Short. I'm about 5'4".
Okay, then you are pretty short. Then you are pretty short. My memory sometimes isn't. I talk to a lot of fighters. I just remember again that you were, pretty adamant that you wanted the crowd to know, like this is not my natural weight class. So all you 125ers out there, be watching out because I'm headed that way. Um, so again, let's talk about this fight, man. What is it that you see about this fight and this matchup? Cody Ortiz is coming in. This is his debut, so this is kind of one of those deals where you've got film out there now for your opponent to scout you on, but this is a guy making his debut. He's right back. He's in those shoes that you were in last time, kind of that unknown. First time in the cage, first time locking the door behind him. He's going to find himself in that position that you were in last time, where you're the one now that's kind of got that. You've got that feel for it. You know what to expect now. All that nervousness. You're going to be nervous anyway, just regardless, because someone's coming in there trying to knock you out or choke you out. But you've got those debuting nerves out of the way. But that's something he's going to have to deal with. But again, not having a videotape and nothing to really scout your opponent on. How do you see this fight going, man? What is it about this fight that excites you?
The fact of not knowing.
Yeah.
The fact of you never know. One of us could go in there and just put the other one, or the fact it could go all 3 rounds.
Right, right. Well, again, now the thing is though, Cody is coming from a really good gym as well as yourself, so so he's going to be prepared. You know, um, is there some place that you're wanting to take this fight? Something that you didn't get to do in your first fight that you'd like to try to maybe challenge yourself? Maybe I want to work on a little bit of this time. I want to keep it standing a little more this time. Is there something that you're wanting to see out of yourself in this fight that you didn't get to see in the first one?
Want to see a little more of how it's going to go when I get hit back. Because the first one I didn't really get hit too much. He landed that steep kick and got me about right here, but that was about as much as I got hit.
Okay, so you need somebody who's going to punch you in the face this time. That's what you're looking for.
Kinda.
You want a little adversity this time around. Well, I'm sure Cody would be much obliged to help you out there. Um, Man, let's stop for a second and talk about Hobbs Jackson Wink, man. You guys are, I would say, I think it's fair to say, fairly new on the scene. It just seems like you guys came out of nowhere like a whirlwind, man. You've got so much talent coming out of that camp. Uh, Coaches that seem to really be connecting with their fighters, and it's kind of amazing to watch when you see your team at fights and just how well the team and the coaches and the fighters are working together, and it seems like if you watch you, it seems like you guys have been around forever, but you are still fairly new, man. What is that camp like, man? What are the coaches like over there? And talk to us a little bit about just that feel that's going on in the gym right now, and kind of this good thing you guys got going. You guys went on a long streak, of your fighters going without any losses, for a while when you guys just came right out of the rip, ripping off dubs all over the place, man. Talk to us about your gym, man. What it is that makes that Hobbs Jackson Wink gym, so special over there.
Man, we're all like big family. It's got a good family atmosphere, and we got some of the best coaches. Like Madison Hobbs and AJ Cisco had both trained out at Jackson Wink. And the Hobbs MMA has been around for a while. We just got affiliated with Jackson Wink now.
Okay. I mean, I'm not trying to put you on the spot at all, Vincent. I know this is, nothing that you've personally done, but I am still waiting on my Hobbs Jackson Wink T-shirt. I don't know who was supposed to be in charge of this last time we talked, but there can't be a gym out there with my same last name and me not be sporting a shirt with that on there. So while I don't blame you, I am now going to put the task on you that I'm a big boy, so I need that 2X. But man, you've got to come through for me and get me one of those Hobbs Jackson Wink T-shirts. I know you got them around the gym, and I'll be looking for one of those.
Man, I got one of my fight shirts sitting right at the house for you.
There you go, man. There you go. Well, I got to stay impartial on fight night, but I will definitely pack it away and bring it home to Nashville with me. And when I'm here by myself and my son's around, I will definitely throw that last name on. He'll definitely enjoy it as well. So if you got an adult small, he would definitely like it too, man. Dude, it's been fun talking to you, man. I know you're deep into camp. What are we, like three weeks away, man?
Yeah. The end of this week, we'll make 3 weeks.
Right. So Saturday, so in 2 days, we're right at 3 weeks out, man. Hey, this is that time in the interview where I just kind of shut up and give it to you, because I know you can't do this by yourself, and there's a lot of people that help you get to where you're at and what you're doing. I know I've worked with fighters for like I said, well over a decade now, and I know that if it wasn't for your family, your friends, your fans, people supporting you, that you probably wouldn't be able to do what it is you're doing. So I'm going to let you have a second. Is there any shout outs you want to give? Any people that you want to thank and recognize heading into this second sophomore bout?
Of course, I want to thank both my coaches, AJ Cisco and Madison Hobbs. And I want to thank a couple of my good training partners, Josiah Newton, of course, AJ Cisco and Madison Hobbs. Also, along with Tristan and Billy Burris, they've both been giving me really good work. And, of course, to everybody else at the gym, they've all been putting it on me pretty hard, getting me ready. And also, one more by name, Cody Noel.
Absolutely,
They've been all tearing my butt up trying to get ready for this. And I do want to give a shout out to my sponsors real quick. Core Time.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
He fixes me pretty much when I'm broke. So every other day. Knockout Lawn Care, he takes care of the yard and stuff when it starts getting long. And, of course, Just Not Frank's, my favorite sponsor for food. Man, he's got the best hot dogs and pretzels all the way in Concord. It's great.
Hot dog guy, huh? Have you ever had Five Guys?
I have. He outdoes them.
Is he better? Is he better than Five Guys?
Oh yeah.
Does he? Damn, you might have to bring me one of those too. You might have to bring me a shirt and a hot dog. I don't know, man. Hey, real quick though, you touched on some teammates that are on the card with you, man. Tristan's on this card, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
So you guys, how is this, working out for you, being able to train with a guy that's actually fighting on the same night, so that way, your time frames are the same, you're peaking at the same time? Has that really been a good team camaraderie thing going on right now with teammates on the card as well?
Yeah, it's been helpful because we're both able to kind of push each other like, hey, dude, you got to get your ass in gear today.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm going to tell you, man, I look forward to it. Like I said, I think you guys got a really good thing going on over this gym. It's been a pleasure for us to get to work with you and get to meet you guys. So much, man. You don't get to say this a lot. Sometimes you'll do business with a gym, and there might be one asshole in the place. I haven't met one yet from Hobbs Jackson Week. You guys are so classy, honorable, respectful. Everybody has been such a pleasure to work with, man. So look forward to seeing you on November the 4th. I see you at weigh-ins the day before. And guys, if you have not got your tickets yet, head over to fightertix.com. Check out Aries Fight Series 2. That's November 5th in Knoxville, Tennessee. Make sure you click on that little drop down arrow and pick Vincent as your fighter, the one you're coming to support and see. But if for some reason you can't get out of North Carolina, man, and can't cross the border, it will be on combatcast.tv. So check it out there. You'll want to tune in and see what's going on and watch Vincent do his thing. So, Vincent, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much. Guys, this will be it for another Fighter Spotlight on the 0 Hour, and we will talk to you again soon. Thanks, Vincent.
Thank you for having me, man. Also, one more thing.
Yeah.
I want to shout out to God, because he's about the only reason this is possible.
There you go, man. I was testing you, Vincent. You haven't made it yet until you remember to do the shout out, up above. That's how you know you've got this down pat, man.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, Vincent.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a great evening.